How do you go at balancing work with life? Your work-life balance and leading work-life balance in your organization, in your family, in your team starts with you. By the end of this video or podcast, wherever you're watching or listening, you're going to have 3 tips for living out and leading work-life balance in your world. And I'm going to talk about what work-life balance is, so you'll have a definition of that as well, which is a bit different than you might expect. I'm Jono White, founder and principal consultant of Clarity. We work with leaders around the world, and this is the Jono White Leadership Podcast. So thank you for subscribing, following, liking, sharing, wherever you're watching or listening. And if you haven't done that, can you please do that now? That helps us to get the word out there so that we can invest in more leaders to become the very best they can be. So work-life balance. Let me start by giving you my definition of work-life balance. I was listening to a speaker a little while back, and this has stuck with me so much that what they talked about has become one of our core values for my family, for me and Liz. And for us, this idea that he talked about was that balance. So often we see balance as these two things and finding the middle ground. I need to compromise. And so I see this a lot with work-life balance. I'm passionate about my work. I love my work. I love my life. And so what I need to do is, maybe I'm going a bit big on work and I just need to compromise and just cut it back a bit. I probably used to think that way. I don't think that way anymore. For me, I love this idea of extreme balance. Extreme balance. Extreme balance says that for something like work-life balance, hey, you don't want to compromise and come to the middle. What you actually want to do is you want to own the tension. You want to live in the tension of extreme balance. You want them to be like two things that weigh each other and hold each other in tension. And the tension causes the balance. And so the tension in work-life balance is about going, I want to love my work. I want to be all out in my work. I want to pour myself into what I'm doing in my work and make a significant difference in people's lives, whatever your work is. And in my life, I want to live life to the full. I want to enjoy my life. I want to love my family and friends. For me, faith is really important in this part, and so that's first for me. And so those things, they need to hold in tension. And the answer isn't to compromise, just be a little bit less ridiculous over there and strip back a little bit of my expectations. I believe it's about extreme balance. And so work-life balance looks like going extreme in both. And it gets out of kilter when we're extreme in one and not in the other, in my opinion. So like I said, your work-life balance and leading work-life balance in your organization starts with you. So let me ask you, how are you going with the extremes of work-life balance? How are you going? I'm going to give you 3 tips for work-life balance. The first tip is one for leaders. Leaders who are obsessed with effectiveness, results, and productivity. And you're thinking, Jono, tell me, I just want to sell 10 times the widgets we did last year. I want to we've transformed this city. Now I want to take what we do and I want to transform that city. I want to be effective. Okay, you want to be effective. You need to do something about work-life balance. That's why you're here and you're passionate about being effective. Here it is. How much sleep are you getting? How much exercise are you doing? And how healthily are you eating? And the fourth part of that is, how are you communicating this to your people? Oh, well, I'm too busy changing other people's lives, No, if you want to lead work-life balance, and honestly, if you want to be the most effective leader long-term that you can be, and what I believe that you're meant to be, then what you need to actually do is you need to prioritize these things. The truth is that a leader who eats really well, exercises regularly, and prioritizes sleep, and I'm speaking to myself here as well, you're going to be the most effective leader that you can be. So if you're not doing those things, start there. They're the really obvious things. That's how you go extreme on the life part, right? The fourth part of that, the eat, sleep, exercise, the fourth part of that, if you're a leader, if you want to model this, you need to communicate this to your people. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're going to go extreme on the life part, and you're here about work-life balance, how well are you leading in your space so that the people you're leading feel comfortable prioritizing these things in their lives? I'm sorry, if you're monitoring the time that people are coming in and out of work at remote teams, for most leaders these days, you need to stop doing that. You need to start measuring KPIs of what people are producing and their results. And you need to model to them that, you know what, if you need to leave at 4 p.m. to prioritize getting the kids, or leave at 3 p.m. to get the kids, if you need to come in at 9 a.m. because for you doing a smashing gym workout from 7 till 8, then what does it look like to communicate that to your people? Now that's scary as a leader, but if you honestly want to lead work-life balance, then the first thing you need to do is you need to do this for yourself. I get to work every day at 7 to just pour over. Sure, but okay, are you eating healthily, sleeping well, and exercising well? And if you're not, then I guarantee you, and you know this, if you will do these things better, you're going to be a better leader. It's a hard truth. But if you want to model this for your people, you've got to communicate it to them. Hey everyone, I'm leaving now. It's 4 p.m. I'm getting the kids, and then I've got a mate that I'm going for a run with, so I'll catch you all tomorrow. That's what a great leader does. I'm sorry, if you're in the office till 8 p.m. every night from 6 a.m. and you're looking around wondering why work-life balance is an issue for your people, then it starts with you, and you've got to communicate it to them. Now, I'm not saying don't do any work. Don't hear that. Remember, extreme work, extreme life. But extreme work-life balance doesn't look like working 14 hours a day and not doing the rest of your life well. It's about doing both extremes. And that brings me to my second tip. You need to replace yourself. Replace yourself. I've got some good news for you that might be bad news for your ego. The good news is that you are replaceable for most of the things you do. Even better news, there are people that if you train them up long enough and invest in them, professional development, they will get better at what you're currently doing than you are right now. Now, you might get better and better at what you're currently doing in 5 years' time, but guess what? You're still doing it. So you need to replace yourself. Leaders need to constantly be replacing themselves. If you want to do work-life balance well and you want to lead it across your organization, replace yourself. Replace yourself. If you're wearing 10 hats, then slowly knock them off. Replace yourself. Train up people. Yes, it's more work initially. That's a myth. Oh, I'm going to replace myself. It's going to be so easy once I train up these 9 people. Oh my goodness, the next month you're training 9 people. You've created more work for yourself. It's worth it, but you've got to be strategic with how you do it. It's more work in the short term. It's infinitely less work for you in the long term, and you're going to get infinitely more results. So you need to replace yourself. And that's part of doing both extreme work and life. When I replace myself, it gives me opportunities as the leader to step into some new things, to branch out as I'm training them up and they're learning there, which is what I've been doing for the past 5 years. Now I'm able to stretch myself here around strategy, around just taking our HR to another level with how we find and keep great people, these sort of things. So that's the second thing. And the third thing when it comes to work-life balance, your work-life balance and leading work-life balance in your organization starts with you. What's the third tip? I would say, I'm a bit biased on this one, but I would say get a coach. Get a coach. It doesn't have to be, look, if you have no budget, then get a friend to hold you accountable. I love the idea that a great book to read is the book Atomic Habits, and it talks about just how habits are made up and some really simple ways to move forward in. And one of the simple things you can do around your habits, around your work and your work-life balance is have someone that you're accountable to. Now, I work with leaders all the time around this, and I love working with leaders around their work-life balance. I also do work with them around employee well-being in their organization and being more of a triage, helping them identify and for their people to identify where their weaknesses are and then to invest in things that are going to help. But it doesn't have to be paid. Maybe for you it's about finding a friend where you say, can we catch up once a month? And I just want you to hold me accountable for this, and that, eating better, for I really want to get 8 hours of sleep a night. I've been getting 6 hours of sleep, and it's just not best practice. I know that I will operate better if I can prioritize that. Whatever it is. I know you might be watching this or listening to this going, that's not doable. Start somewhere. Pick one thing. Hand over one task in terms of replacing yourself. Like train one person up to do one thing you're currently doing, and then talk to one person about holding you accountable. There's some really simple things you can do out of this for your work-life balance, because if you want to lead work-life balance in your organization, it starts with you. If this has helped you to get clear in your leadership, then wherever you're watching or listening, comment with the word clarity. Everything we do is about helping people to get more clarity in their leadership. and to build the leadership capacity of leaders, their personal leadership, their team, their organization. Thank you again for subscribing, following, liking, sharing. If you haven't done that, please do that now. That really helps us to get the word out so that we can invest in more people to become the very best leaders they can be, and it'll keep you in the loop with our new content. Thanks for spending time with me. I appreciate it, and it's an honor to be on the journey with you and your leadership, and I look forward to catching you next time.